Hello everyone, today I'm going to be playing against the first 4 levels of Stockfish. Level 1, 2, 3, 4 on lichess. I'll be playing them both with white and black, and if you guys enjoy that, leave a comment down below, and then let me know if you want to see the second part of me playing the higher levels, Stockfish 5, 6, 7, and 8. We'll see. Will Stockfish level 1 be able to get a surprise win? How about Stockfish 4? Let's take a look and see what happens. Okay, so e4. Okay, knight c6, already a strange move. Let's just put our pawn in the center. Okay, e5, wow. Okay, let's play knight f3. It's become the scotch. d6, already blocking the bishop. Let's just continue developing our pieces. Knight e7, wow. Let's play bishop c4. Now f7 becomes very... Okay, so he has just blundered a piece. It's now a fork. Okay, so he's not really doing anything with a6. I could just simply take the bishop. Wow, he's really ignoring everything. Now, I kind of want this pawn to move so that way this is mate, but let's just take this pawn straight up. His king moves, put the knight in the center. Okay, he just moves his knight. I'm just going to castle, get my king to safety, and then just develop my pieces. This should be a breeze. Okay, you know what? Let's just take the knight. Sure, why not? Trade when you're up material. Got to follow through the basic... Wow, he doesn't even take my knight. Okay, let's keep that knight alive, hitting the rook and the bishop. Okay, his rook is really sad here. Let's give a check, hitting his king. And then we're going to develop this bishop just to make sure that he can't run away to a7. This should be a really nice position for me. Okay, so he just develops his knight. I don't really know what this does, but you know what? Let's just kick it away. I think he's going to bring it back, right? Okay, you know what? Let's just get some queenside play. b5 is coming with a4. Okay, so he allows b5, and now b... Wow, just a free knight. I'm going to take that. Okay, so he's hitting my queen. Very nice of him. Let's just move it back. Okay, so he clearly doesn't know what he's doing. I'm just going to play b6. c5. Okay, let's just take. And then I'm going to play rook d1. The potential idea of rook c1. Okay, so there's an open file here. And wherever I move my knight, he might take this pawn. So you know what? Let's just block the ability of his queen taking the pawn. He develops his bishop, but he allows me to queen. And so I will. Okay, now it's just made into, right? I take his queen. And I take back. Okay, so I mean, this wasn't too difficult of a game. I just took the center, developed my pieces, punished him, took more stuff, and then, you know, traded. I mean, he didn't even take the free stuff himself. It was just, there was nothing too difficult in terms of what I did here. Nothing too spectacular. It was an easy win. Let's do a rematch, but this time I want to be with the black pieces. Okay. e4. Let's play the Caro-Kann. Let's play something solid. Let's go d5. Okay, e5, he's allowing me to develop my bishop here, and I'm gladly going to take it. d3. Okay, let's just go knight d7, see what he does. Okay, h3, a little bit weird. Let's play e6. Bishop d2, okay. I don't really understand the point of that developing move. Let's just go knight e7, potentially with knight g6. I have to watch out for some g4 plans, so I'm going to stop it with h5, because I don't want to get my bishop trapped. So now I'll play knight g6 and queen c7, because now this pawn is a target. I mean, he could defend it, but it's only short term. Okay, so c5. Now I'm threatening to trap his bishop, and he just allows me to do it. Very nice computer. Hopefully, Stockfish level 8 will do the same thing. A man can hope. A man can hope. Okay, so he just lets me develop and trade. He doesn't even take my bit. Okay, I'm going to keep that bishop alive. I don't want to give it to him. Okay, we'll take this pawn. I'll take this pawn next. Also, not to mention this pawn is hanging. Okay, let's... So he wants to play g4. Very sneaky of him. Let's just stop it, because if he plays g4, I have what's called an en passant, where I'm going to take diagonally here. Very nice. Okay, he does... Wow. So I'll take this pawn as well, and then I'm going to take e5. I'll castle now that his king is on an open territory, because now my rook is going to be on the same file as his king. Just simply take the pawn here. Wow, gives me his queen. I'm not even going to take it right away because I'm going to abuse the fact that he's under a pin here. Develops his king even more. I'll give a check. Oh, you've got to be crazy. Oh, let's bring the rook in too. Let's just bring all the pieces to the party. Okay, we're going to take that. Wow, he just asked to get mated. Okay, I mean, the final position wasn't too fascinating, but we can go through the beginning. So... This was just a Caro-Kann. Usually they play knight c3 at this moment. e5 is a little bit dubious. I played bishop f5. I could have played e6 here, but I just decided to simply play knight d7 first, and then e6. Now, I had this idea of bringing my knight to g6, but the problem is that if he, let's say, makes a normal developing move, I can't play here because this just traps my bishop. So that's why I played h5 first. Okay, so eventually I just put a lot of pressure on this pawn, and now c5. The point was just to block his bishop from defending it. Had he played d4 himself, I could just take it, and this pawn is also very loose. Right, he just allowed me to win material, and then the computer here just made no sense. It just gave me everything possible, and I was able to win. Okay, let's play the second level. Let's see how hard this was going to be. Let's see how this goes. Okay, d4. Let's play knight f6. Oh, I set it to correspondence by accident. But okay, the computer's playing quickly, and hopefully doesn't slow down. c5. Okay, so he's blocking my bishop from developing, but I can just get rid of this pawn. Now he can't play b4 because then I would have had a5 there. Okay, bishop e3, very strange. I'm probably going to play knight d5 because I want him to, I want to win this pawn. Okay, so he plays queen d2. I can attack with knight a6. It seems bad that I'm putting my knight on the side of the board, but the pressure on this pawn is huge. Okay, so he hits my queen. I'm going to break one of my rows. I'm going to push my f pawn before castling, but the point is just to simply win this pawn. So he's going to go e4. Wow, he doesn't even do that. Okay, so I'm going to take this pawn. You know, whenever you're playing against beginner computers, you can't expect anything. And yet I make the mistake of always expecting something. Okay, let's just defend these pawns, and now potentially opening up my queen to a5. Maybe knight b4 is coming. Okay, so he stops it. But now I'm going to go after this pawn. Okay, so he goes there. And now I'm able to open up my bishop, bring it into the game. And now this pawn on b2 is going to be super weak. Okay, so he gives me the queen. Gladly take. And I'm going to gladly come in with my queen here. It almost doesn't matter what he does. I'll just take here. So his rook is trapped. And there's going to be destruction on e3. Wow, okay, so I'm going to take his bishop. Because now this is a mate in one threat. Okay, so I have check. And then I have mate here. I hope he doesn't go in a tank. He realizes it's infinity, so he can take as much time as he wants. I actually forgot to set the time control. Okay, but this is mate. Clean mate. We can analyze this. This bot played even worse than the first level. Yeah, this move is already strange. White should be focusing on developing their pieces, either knight c3, knight f3, bishop f4, I mean, you name it. This move is no good. So I played b6 simply to get rid of it. And he tried to hold on to this pawn. Now, he probably should have already taken on b6 here. And I just tried to put as much pressure on this pawn as possible. And here, he was no longer able to contain it. And after he lost this pawn, everything went sideways for him. I defended my pawn, opening up my queen, also potentially getting my knight here, so he thought that he could just play queen b3. But I just have queen b6, and now this pawn is super weak. Let's say queen a3, c4. And now defending this pawn would be impossible, so he just decided to give up his queen. Had he moved his queen himself, I'm just able to take. I'm threatening this, I'm threatening his rook. It'd be very hard for him to defend here. So e3, I take his queen, and then I take everything, and it's mate. Okay, now I'm going to be playing with white, but let's try to make sure the time control is not infinity this time. I've learned my lesson. I'll be white this time. Okay, let's play e4, my favorite move. e6, the French. Okay, let's play d4, taking the whole center. Knight c6. The computers really like to play knight c6 here. I'm just going to develop pieces. I'm just going to ignore what he's trying to do. Knight e7, blocking the bishop. Very strange. I'm going to develop my pieces. d6. Okay, I really don't understand what he's going for, but I think that's kind of the point. He has no space. All his pieces are clouded together. Okay, I could play here, but I have a feeling he's gonna, you know what? Let's provoke it. Let's see if he plays f6. Okay, so he plays here. So I believe this is just a free pawn, because if he takes back, I would take with my knight. He doesn't even want to take it, which makes sense. He's giving me a free pawn. I'll gladly take. Now, I could take his bishop, but I feel like taking his pawn would... No, you know what? Let's just go for the material. When you don't see the mate, you just go for the material. I'm just happily up a piece here, and there's nothing to complain about. I anticipate castling for him at some moment, but maybe he wants to go for some beginner tricks. Okay, so wow. He does not want to get his king into safety, so that means that I will activate my knight with tempo. Now I'm going to go for mate here on f7. I mean, it's unclear what he does. Okay, queen e6. Let's play d5. The queen moves, and then I'll have queen f7. Okay, so I take his queen. Now queen f7. Rook d1 will come. I take his knight to this. Let's play check. Okay, this is mate. Easy. The first two levels haven't been too difficult at all. I mean, this one, at first, it seemed like there was some potential for the computer to play normally, but after 97, I had a feeling that something bad was going to happen to him. I mean, I could already play d5, because here his knight really doesn't have any good squares. Let's say he goes here to attack this pawn. I could just simply defend it. And his knight is in no man's land. Next move I'm going to do is kick out his knight, force him to go to the side of the board. So I just simply develop d6. I thought maybe he's going to go for e5 to open up this bishop, but he never does that. He plays h5. And this goes back to what I said in my previous video. When beginner bots don't know what to do, even beginner players don't know what to do, they constantly push their side pawns, which in this position just makes no sense. So, okay, I just am able to develop my pieces. I take free stuff. And at this moment, you know, I was thinking about opening up his king, but to what value does that have? I'm up a piece here. I have better development. I should just take what's free and just go for the attack. And, you know, his last chance to survive for a few more moves would have been to castle, but he didn't. The point of this move is to hit his queen, so I can maybe come here to attack his king, but also so that way my knight and queen can operate on f7. And after d5, he doesn't even move his queen, because then I would have queen f7. So he just gave me his queen, he gave me all his pieces, and it was checkmate. Okay, let's play against the third level. Okay, let's not make it correspondence again. We're gonna be random color. Okay, so first game I'm playing white. This is good. Let's play e4, e5. Okay, normal opening. Let's see how long this computer can last playing normal stuff. Okay, the Petrov. Already something strange with queen e7. Let's just bring the knight back. Okay, so d5. He doesn't want to take the free pawn. I'll keep it alive. Knight e4. Okay, let's kick out the knight. Knight back. Okay, so I can't take because of the pin, so I'm just going to defend this pawn, opening up my bishop as well. Okay, so c6. I'll just play bishop d3. The point is the castle. And that's exactly what I'll do. And now knight c3. So even though I'm going to get my pawns doubled, wow, he doesn't even take it. I was going to say, even though I get my pawns doubled, I get rid of his best minor piece, and he doesn't even take my free knight. It's funny, a lot of these computers, after the opening, just forget how to play regular moves, or any moves. Okay, queen b6, I'll go rook e1, so e6 could be a move, okay, and he allows it. So removing his f-pawn would allow me to come here. He just gives me his free knight. I mean, you could say this computer's surviving longer, but it's just giving me all the free stuff. King d6. Dude, okay, let's just play bishop f4, line it up with the queen, and now I have a discovered check taking the queen. And now this is, I mean, fantastic. I'm going to go after this. I can just take the bishop, and now this is going to be mate. Check, and then mate. Very nice. Okay, I mean, he survived 24 moves, the bot did, but this wasn't a good opening for him at all. Queen e7 was really bad. Usually you have to kick out the knight and then take the pawn. And here I don't win a piece because black can just simply play queen e7 and they're okay. Now, he didn't do that. He played queen e7 here, which was really strange. I anticipated him taking the pawn somehow, but he doesn't even take it. He tries to take advantage of the pin, but I can just simply move my pawn forward. Had he tried to go here to remove the defender, I would have just defended the pawn like I did in the game with d4. Okay, knight e4, and I believe that... Okay, so here, this is what I was talking about. So he could have doubled up my pawns, but the first note is I could probably undouble them the next move. Another note was I wanted to potentially put my bishop on this long diagonal. And another thing that was troubling me is I really wanted to put my bishop here, but his knight would take, so I wanted to get rid of the knight first. But here he just gave me a lot of free pieces, and this was a really simple win after that. Okay. Will he accept a rematch? Let's play him now, and I will be black. Okay, e4. Let's play the French ourselves this time. e6, d5. Okay, queen e2. Bizarre move. Let's just take the pawn and just go knight f6 after he takes with the queen. He doesn't even take it. Man, you can never predict any of these moves. Okay, let's play bishop d6. d4. I'm going to en passant. Knight takes it, now a castle. And now I think a6 and b5 is the way to go. Okay, so that's what I'll do. a6, b5. The point is so I can go bishop b7. I mean, I'm treating this like a normal game. I'm not trying to beat him in 5 moves. Despite the fact that he's playing very strange moves, you just want to play solid moves. And then my goal here is just to bring in my knight. Okay, so he wants to get rid of this pawn. I'll do it. I just realized I set the time control to correspondence again. Luckily, he will actually play quickly. Unlike my other correspondence games, where my opponents just never move. Let's play knight d5. And then it turns out they're using the engine anyway. Okay, now queen f6. Now potentially knight b4 or bishop b4, because now the problem for him is I have this nice pin on his pawn. So if the pawn moves, I take the rook. Okay, knight c5. Sure, but I can just simply move my bishop. You can go knight e4, but then I have queen d6. I anticipate that might happen. Okay, so he plays rook b1. It seems like I got my knight trap. This is probably the first mistake, really, out of all the games so far by me. Okay, let's go bishop here. Okay, what can I do here? There's got to be something. Some tactics. Okay, let's just take the bishop first. Because if he does queen takes, I have knight a2. And then my knight is able to survive with knight takes c3. So my knight was able to come out there. It doesn't seem like I played this game too well at all, but, you know, I am completely winning at this point. I'm hitting his rook, I'm hitting his bishop at the same time. There really shouldn't be any problems here. Knight d7. Okay, that's just a free knight. He's probably going to castle. But engines hate following what I'm going to say, so they're going to go against free. Okay, this is a free rook. He's trying to mate me in one, so we're going to take this guy. It would have been really sad to lose that way. Okay, so he takes my bishop probably. He doesn't. Okay. I'm just going to go here. And now I'm going to go here. I'm going to take this bishop. Okay, so bishop g4. Let's play queen g5. Oh, I have this nice move. I could just take the bishop. I should have done this earlier, and this is made. Okay, so he gives up his queen. That's how you know you've won the game. And it's over with this beautiful mate. Okay, so I set the time control again to correspondence. Some people will never learn, but okay. Again, the engine just develops his queen early. I take the pawn, he doesn't even take it. I hold on to this pawn. And, I mean, here probably knight c6 would have been good to come here. But I just played a6 with the idea of b5, so I could put this bishop on this nice diagonal. And the engine did something interesting, trying to stop me from playing b4 myself, creating this weakness and allowing him to play knight c5. Now, at this moment, I thought I was winning a pawn. But he gave me some problems here because I realized this knight is just trapped. Luckily, I had this resource of, if he takes with his rook, my knight's not really hanging. Because, well, firstly, I don't have to play 5. I could just simply take the knight. Let's say the knight takes, and I could bring my knight back. And if he takes with the queen, which is what happened, I have knight a2. And the rest was pretty simple, considering the fact that the computer just gave me free pieces every move. Oh, the calculation I want to show here is the point of me taking the bishop is that if he takes my queen, I have this nice mate in one. The king can't move because of the bishop. Okay. So far, pretty smooth. Let's go to level 4. Whoops. Let's go to level 4. And again, I set it to correspondence chess. I just don't even learn. But okay, we're going to continue playing at a pretty fast pace. Let's play e5. Knight c3, knight c6. Queen f3. Wow. Okay, let's play knight f6. d3. I mean, these moves are ridiculous. This is worse than the third level, I think. Now we can go knight d4, probably winning material. But you know, let's just play solid. Let's play d6. I have a feeling bishop g5. Okay. I have a feeling bishop g5 might come soon. Play b4 and bishop g5. Am I right? Have I been able to guess any of the engine's moves? No, I am wrong. So he wants to take my pawn, and if I castle, he has bishop h6. So let's just play rook g8. I mean, he's spending a lot of time hitting me on the king side, so my goal is to probably castle to the queen side here. Okay, I'm going to go here, castle, not really paying attention to what he's doing really right now. I don't think there's a need to. Let's go knight d4. If he takes, I have bishop takes. Yeah, let's do that. I was thinking about pawn takes, but bishop takes is great. f4. Okay, so I could take. Okay, so now this is where the engine tactics start. Okay, so what's the plan? So if I take the knight, he takes my bishop. But if I take the bishop, I lose my queen. So if I do knight takes, and then knight takes queen, takes my bishop, it's okay. Okay, so bishop takes, he takes g5. Okay, let's have some fun. I don't know if this is best, but the idea is that I want to go here, and then queen takes. So, okay, so the engine sees it. The point is here, if I do queen takes, I mean, his queen is now defending the bishop, so my tricks don't work. Tricks are for kids, not for engines, apparently. Okay, we're going to bring the bishop back. Okay, let's play here. Okay, let's go a6. I just don't like the fact that this pawn might be hanging. And even though my king will never castle, his king is incredibly weak, and mine is quite safe in the center of the board. So I don't have much to worry about. Okay, let's play rook a2. g4, h4. I'll just play here. I'll take. Yeah, now I have knight e5. I like this placement of putting my knight in the center, and then I can just bring my queen around. Rook h7. Okay, you know what? Maybe we'll go with queen f6, because I like some discovered attack potential here. Oh, and I have it. Okay, so great. So now the question is, do I take with here and then go here, or do I take the bishop? You know, let's take the bishop. Let's go for the fancy points. I feel like that could have been a mistake had he played d4 here, but okay, he doesn't do it. Let's bring the rook back. If he takes my pawn, I have a mate with queen takes and then mate. So he's going to go for queen a8. Let's just bring my king up. Even though it seems bad to move your king, he can't really do anything. Like the pawn. I'm talking about the computer as a he, as if the computer has a gender at this point. Okay, d4, that's a free rook. Let's play queen h6. And the game is going to end very soon. Rook f6. Okay. Let's go rook g6, just trade rooks. g4 now. If rook e3, I'll just take this pawn. He's putting himself under a pin for no reason. Rook d6 is next. Queen h2 is potential. You know, let's play rook f6 with rook f2 coming. Rook f2, check, check. Okay, so he plays there. I have to be a little bit afraid of this rook, but not too greatly. And you know, when you don't see an immediate win, what you should always do is simplify. I'm taking this bishop so that way I can play rook f1 now. And so the point is, if he takes, I can take back, make a queen, and now I just promote him. Okay, it's game over. I have to be careful to make sure that I don't stalemate him, but his pawn has moves, so I'm not really too afraid right now. Check, and then checkmate. Okay, not a bad game, I think, by the engine or me. It was actually quite fascinating at some point. So queen f3, bizarre move, but typical engine move, just developing the queen early. I could have annoyed him a little bit, but I just decided to develop. Now, bishop b4 may have been a little bit too ambitious. I thought about going d5. Simply bishop c5 would have been better. Of course, going here is always a no-brainer, forcing the queen back. Because if the queen doesn't go back, I take his pawn, winning the rook. Okay. Now here, he could have put some pressure on me with bishop g5, and I was actually expecting this. And I was going to go bishop e6 and let him double my pawns, but he didn't do this. Play queen g3. He allowed me to castle. So f4 is interesting. I would have castled if I were him, but f4 is definitely an interesting move. The idea is f5, and if I take, he has knight d5. And for a second, I was worried, because originally, when I saw this a few moves prior, I thought that I could just take the knight, and then take, and I thought I was up a piece, but I totally forgot that this bishop is hanging. So he takes my bishop, play g5, hitting his queen moves. I play bishop e6, h3, and okay, knight d7. a6, and the point of a6 now is so I can attack on the queen side. He takes, and this pawn is now weak, and this was just a very clean win from here on in. g3 was a nice mistake for him, I mean for me rather, because now I have a lot of pressure on this bishop on b2, and doesn't seem so obvious. I could have taken, and then taken the bishop, but I decided that taking the bishop first would have been better, because if he takes the rook, I have a check, and then mate is coming. So let's say here, go check, and then a beautiful mate on the side of the board. So he didn't take, but I'm just up a piece, and it was just a matter of time till I won the game. And I just made it very simple here to take the bishop, just to really simplify my life, making two queens, because one just isn't enough to mate. Okay, let's just do one more for this video. This time Stockfish level 4, and I'm going to be playing with white, because last time I was with black. And I keep on making it correspondence. It's as if I just don't listen to myself. The French again. Is he going to play knight c6? Knight f6. Okay, so I think that's even worse than knight c6, because I'm going to be able to develop with tempo like every move. He's going to play f5. Okay, so we're en passant, getting rid of his knight. Wow. Incredibly dubious play, as always. Let's just take. So he's going to take with the bishop for sure. Okay, that was easy to predict. Queen d6, certainly. The queen has to come out. If you're playing an engine and the queen hasn't come out before move 10, something's gone wrong. Let's castle. Rook e1 is the hope. Yeah, let's just play rook e1. If he takes my knight, I just take back. Free knight, okay. Okay, let's move my king back, and then we're going to go knight b3. I don't think I have anything to worry about. He might want to mate me, so we're going to stop that. So the queen can't really activate on this diagonal. Bishop h6. Let's play bishop e3, just to trade bishop, so I don't really have to worry about my king's safety. Okay, I could take... Let's just move my king back. I don't want to worry about anything. I could slightly for a second worry about this, but there's really no reason to. Okay, so let's... Oh, wow, some tricks. If I go here, he can take my bishop, and I can't take back due to mate. So let's just play g3. Seems like I'm weakening up my king a little bit, which I am, but it's for the cause of king safety. Okay, he doesn't take my bishop. We'll definitely keep that bishop alive. Let's play bishop e5. Wow, I just hung a piece. Okay, but that's why I'm up 2 of them, right? So blundering 1 is no big deal. Okay, so now let's trap his rook and then play bishop e2, winning this guy. Okay, we'll take, and now knight d4. Shouldn't be a problem here. We're just simply hitting this queen. We'll take. I can lift my rook. Bring my other rook in. Now rook e6 is going to be an idea soon after this queen moves. Okay, wow. Okay, so he's definitely going to give me this. Is that what's going on? Gives up his queen for the bishop. That's what we like to see. That's what we like to see. Let's take this pawn. Let's go f5. Check. It doesn't really do much. And my rook will be able to enter through. We can go check, takes. Yeah, takes, and then queen c7. Oh, yeah, it's over. Check. I mean, it was over a long time ago, but the point is that every move here is check until mate. Check, and then mate. Okay, so the point, what is interesting here is that this whole opening is bad. You have to play d5. Let's go to analysis. You have to play d5 here. If you play knight f6, I can just simply attack your knight, continue doing so with my bishop. And I mean, he didn't even take my pawn back with the knight. He just defended his knight, and that gives me even more material. And it seems that for a second I have something to be worried about here, where he gets some counter chances. But a bishop and rook are not enough to mate me. It just isn't. And here he's going for this very simple trick of trying to come in to my house, but I don't let him in. And the point also is I'm clearing up the square for my bishop. Should be a very simple hold. And even though I did make a mistake at this moment, well, actually it wasn't a mistake. He could have taken the knight here. For some reason I thought this was a mistake, but okay, it wasn't. I think I didn't really make any mistakes after this. It was pretty simple. Here I'm lining up this square with my bishop and my queen. So for instance, if he goes here, trying to take my bishop, I have this nice discovered attack, hitting his queen, putting pressure on the rook, and more importantly, threatening the mate in 1. And okay, he just gave up his queen, and this was just a matter of time till I just won. Every move's check until mate. Okay, there we go. I hope you guys enjoyed that. And if you guys did enjoy that, let me know if you want to see a part 2 with me playing against the level 5, 6, 7, and 8. Please leave a comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye.